What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the final October 2021 episode of Chips and Dish here on Monday night. See, I scared everybody there for a second. We are live on the All About the Birds channel and the All AAT Sports Network. That's all authentic talk. We got a big show planned for you tonight. I want to thank you guys for waiting just a couple extra minutes as I made sure that I got home from teaching my grad class. Yes, Adam, we have some things to talk about in the Eagles realm. I want to give a shout out to my man, Mike Bauer. I'm rocking the Dynasty Rewind shirt. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you, friend. Real quick, want to make sure that we pay the sponsors, pay the bills. We got a lot of great sponsors. We have, of course, oddsjam.com. This is for my gambling friends. You can use their arbitrage calculator to not lose money. Links in the bio. We have Statement Games. A fun free twist on fantasy sports. I did not do well in fantasy this week, so I probably should be on Statement Games a little more. Link in the bio. We have La Terrain Luxury Watches. You can use the code AATBirds at checkout for 10% off. We, of course, have the AAT Sports Network shop, which is aatsportsnetwork.com/shop. You can get a lot of great designs there, including our brand new Fire Howie shirt. Fire Howie on sale right now as we speak. So make sure you're checking that out and getting it all purchased. And of course, we are sponsored by manscaped.com.
Your balls will thank you.
Manscaped.com is partnered with AAT Birds. Use the code AATBirds at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. Okay, and my man, intern Paul, rocking the ones and twos, so I don't have to do a lot of clickety-clickety, even though I'm still doing some because I can't help myself. My goodness, was today a busy day. Yeah, Chris, we got to talk about that like right away because the Philadelphia Eagles made a move today. We saw them put up an absolute dud of a game yesterday, which is why the All About the Birds team decided to not rock a post-game show because they played absolutely terrible yesterday. The pregame show was great. The post-game show was non-existent. We decided we didn't have it in us after getting beat as handily as we did. Yes, it said we lost by 11 points, but we didn't lose by 11 points. We made it an 11-point game so as not to embarrass ourselves. But the Raiders were the far superior team yesterday. With that being said, something had to happen today. And apparently the decision that was made was to cut long snapper Rick Lovato. So cool for them. And the expectation is that he'll be signed to the practice squad and brought back up. But as of right now, the Philadelphia Eagles do not have a long snapper on their roster. And then they traded Joe Flacco. First off, they were able to find a trade partner with Joe Flacco. So let's just get that out of the way right there. They were able to find a trade partner, somebody willing to take Joe Flacco from us. And of course, it is the goddamn Jets. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about them trading Joe Flacco. We're going to talk about whoever the hell they signed that I'm sure Johnny can tell you. College, I think it's San Diego State. He's gonna talk about shoe size and aptitude tests and all that great stuff. But the fact of the matter is that the kid that they signed from Matt, yes, Joe Flacco went right back to the Jets. No, I think he played on the Broncos last year. I think he was a Bronco last year, if I'm correct. But listen, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about the NFL. I have a lot of awesome guests lined up. I have two very special guests, each of them excelling in what they do. I'm going to bring on guest number one, and we are talking about the Sixers a little bit. So we're going to talk Sixers, the weekly recap, Simmons versus Embiid, and I'm joined for the first time on the All About the Birds network by my good friend, Mr. Brandon Apter. What's up, Brandon? How you doing, friend?
Hey, man. It's nice to finally be on the show. Sorry, I've been ducking you so much until now.
You really have.
It's good to be here.
Yes, and for those of you that don't know, Brandon and I go way back, all the way to the summer camp days and, CPR training, where Brandon, go ahead, share your very favorite story of our relationship.
Well, it's not YMCA day camp. It's all of our years playing Thanksgiving football.
I was going to get to that. I was going to say the Charlie thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of the first times I met Chip, he mentioned that his name was Charlie. Or I'm pretty sure they called you out in attendance and they called you Charlie, and you got very angry. And so I just kind of hung on.
No one's ever called me Charlie in my damn life.
I'm just going to call you that for the rest of our friendship. And here we are.
For the rest of time. Yeah. Then yes, we have for quite a few years in both baseball and football matched up against one another in athletic competitions. And typically it was us literally going against each other many Thanksgiving Day football games.
I don't think we were ever on the same team. I don't think
we weren't, because it was like 1A and 1B.
Yeah.
So it's very funny that that's our relationship. And, I got to give myself credit because I tended to absolutely torch you on most Thanksgiving Day football games, meaning my fantasy stats were through the damn roof.
Well, when you consistently create illegal contact beyond 5 yards, that's what's going to happen.
Whoa.
But I will say I've been a brash during those times, I've probably been the same weight since high school. So not a very muscular guy. So it doesn't take much to push me around. I think I got you a couple times on the quickness, but it was fun.
You definitely did.
I missed those days of playing on Thanksgiving and everything like that. But we, whenever I used to tell people that we used to do that, they were always jealous, and we got to do it for so many years, almost.
We did. And then all of us
we
just got way too old at that point.
Yeah, when I was sore the third day after playing, I knew that it was probably time to.
Probably time. There was the conversation of, well, let's switch to two-hand touch. No, our toxic masculinity did not allow for the two-hand touch alteration.
Yeah.
So, Brandon, talk a little bit about. So you run a podcast for the Philadelphia 76ers. Why don't you talk about that for a couple minutes so you can lay the groundwork for your expertise?
Sure. So I've been writing and talking about the Sixers probably since just before the process years. Obviously been a fan for quite some time. Jumped on the bandwagon at the Allen Iverson years, 2001, right when I was transitioning from liking pro wrestling into liking actual sports. Hopefully my dad didn't hear that. Since
I was about to say, wait, you got to also tell everybody about who your dad is, because this is cool as hell. And Jeff Warner, you need to listen to this, because Jeff Warner, one of the partners on All About the Birds, is a huge wrestling fan, does wrestling podcasts, does wrestling shows. Brandon, who's your dad again?
My dad is Bill Apter. He's worked in the wrestling business since the 70s. Very popular dude.
So
pretty popular dude.
Pretty popular.
I'm not here to talk about my father. I'm not here to talk about him.
You're not here to talk about your father. So you're here to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like I was saying, I've been a fan since the Iverson days, started writing for them, writing about them right around when Sam Hickey was hired. And then over the years, created a podcast, our one that I have now with my co-host Jesse Larch is called Garbage into Gold, which is in honor of one of Mark Zumoff's many great catchphrases. We, do episodes bi-weekly. I've written about the Sixers for 97.3 ESPN for a couple of years, sportstalkphilly.com. So very well versed in the Sixers sphere of disappointing draft picks and players just not working out. And it's great. It's great to be a Philadelphia sports fan. I can't wait to move back here. It's going to be very depressing.
You'll stop feeling our pain from afar.
Yeah.
All right, so then let me pick your brain a little bit, because it's been a week. The Sixers have had a pretty good run of things. So they've played 3 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so far, what's your overall feeling on this team? Are they kind of coming together in spite of Ben Simmons? Are they going to – I know they're saying the right things about welcoming Ben Simmons back. They did a really good job spanking teams they were supposed to spank and then blowing leads to teams that they had well within a beatable punch. I mean – What are you feeling about this Sixers squad as of right now? And because it's your official moment, I'm gonna pow, big screen.
The first 3 games, I kind of take it with a grain of salt. I've liked some things, haven't liked other things. I think one of the things that I tried to do last year was try not to overreact to any regular season losses, because in the end, we're just really hoping this team goes far in the playoffs. And the regular season has always been fun, but they've never been able to do what they do in the regular season in the playoffs. So I told myself I wouldn't overreact to any regular season losses, but after that loss to the Nets in game 2, I was pretty upset. So I wasn't. But early takeaways, I think Embiid looks really good. I think that they are uniting over the Ben Simmons drama. Like, I actually believe that.
Right.
I mean, I don't think Tobias Harris is an amazing basketball player, but I think that he's a very good leader. And I think Embiid has matured a lot since the days where people were saying that he needs to become more mature. So
right.
I think they've been doing well, and I really like the depth. George Niang has looked good. Furkan Korkmaz has picked up where he left off. I mean, 3 years, $15 million. That's a hell of a contract. And hopefully guys like Isaiah Joe get time to figure it out in the NBA and everything like that. But 3 games in, I'm feeling okay. I don't know how good they're going to be come playoff time, because now you're looking at Charlotte Hornets look good, the Bulls retooled. So there's a lot more competition in the East, but I think Embiid looks really good. He looks really fit. And he's got a chip on his shoulder too. Like, he's not pleased that he didn't win the MVP. He's not pleased that his team didn't make the finals. And what I feel was a much more winnable Eastern Conference last season. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree with. And living in Atlanta too, which just made it sort of insufferable. Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of friends that are Hawks fans that are great people that I like those people, but it's just hard when you live in a city that is playing your team and have your team kind of crap the bed.
On a team that, in a city where we played against them in basketball, and we crap the bed. Mm-hmm. We hate the Atlanta Braves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just I'm not an Atlanta guy for various reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I've lived there for 6 years now. The food's good. Yep. It's nice and warm at times, but other than that, I like the sports teams and everything, but not when they play my guys. And so the Sixers went from being my least watched team probably pre-process to now my most watched team. I mean, I probably watch all 82 games.
Do you really? You have to almost.
My wife is sitting there loving her Furkan Korkmaz action and everything like that. So I'm just trying not to live and die by every win and loss in the regular season, and just hope that the young guys like Maxey develop and be able to contribute come playoff time.
So let me ask you that, because there have been some guys that have stepped up pretty quickly already. So who are you most impressed by and surprised by with these young Sixers? Because Maxey stepped up. Korkmaz has stepped up. Even George Niang played well. I mean, Curry had a huge game. So who is surprising you as of this point or early on in the season?
I'd say the person who's probably surprising me the most would be George Niang, only because I wasn't really sure what to expect out of a guy. Like, I've never watched any of his games during the preseason. He looked pretty slow, but he's really, when he's out there with Korkmaz, you can have Thibault out there and have Isaiah Joe. And you just surround the big men that they have, Embiid and Drummond, with shooters. And I think that he just adds a lot of depth in being able to hit 3-pointers because, I mean, they took 41 3-pointers last night. I think they made 17 of them. So they're shooting pretty well from three because they need to be high volume 3-point shooters, especially because, they have the ability to do it with Curry, Korkmaz, Maxi's starting to put him up there and everything. I don't love how Tyrese Maxi's been used recently. I almost feel like when Shake Milton comes back, I want Shake to start because I feel like Tyrese feels more comfortable right now in a pick and roll sort of environment, and him and Drummond I feel like would work well in doing that. So I think he's going to keep starting because he needs to improve, but I like the dynamic with him and Drummond better because he can run the team instead of just kind of passing it to Tobias or passing it to Embiid to do what they do. So he's not featured as much, which, we don't expect him to with Embiid, Harris, and others, Curry, especially after he has one of those nights. But I'd like to see him take more ownership and be able to right off the tip, be able to attack and be able to kind of be himself. And I just haven't seen that really through 3 games. Once we get into the second half of the games, you see him be a little bit more aggressive and settling and get a little more comfortable. But I'd like to see that from the tip.
So it's interesting you say that because I hear, the pick and roll with Andre Drummond works better with Maxi, but it seems to me like Maxi has to be in the starting line. As long as Ben Simmons is not on this team, or not, I shouldn't say on the team. I should say with the team, because it went from very, very quickly. Everybody hates Ben Simmons to, well, now he's really playing the mental health card and we should feel bad. And Joel Embiid said, hey, give the guy a break. So now all of Philadelphia's like, all right, I guess we'll give him a break.
Not all of
Philadelphia. I'm still not there. I am still not there because he was so public with wanting to get out. He was so public with his tantrums. He was so public with the things that were said. And he made a lot of mistakes. And I think it's going to take a lot for the Philadelphia fan base to welcome him back. But he is still one of the top 5 athletes on this roster.
We're just asking him to do a simple thing. I understand that athletes go through the mental health thing. So it's a very fine line to talk about this stuff because a lot of people are very easily offended by it. But, people are focusing on that CBA rule where if you claim that you're having a mental health issue, you can't be fined, essentially. So the Sixers have stopped fining Ben Simmons, and a lot of people believe that he came back to get paid, not necessarily play. So
I'm some people.
Yeah. So, again, it's that fine line. I don't know what the guy's going through. Philly, I mean, I love being a Sixers fan. I'm not like a raucous, obnoxious Sixers fan. But it's just like all we're asking is for you to add some stuff to your game. Embiid added a 3-point shot
because he had to. Because Ben Simmons has to play in the paint, so it actually went reverse. Like just like the Sixers had to get rid of Jimmy Butler so that the ball could stay in Ben Simmons' hands. There have been so many.
What a disaster that ended up being!
Oh my God. You want to talk about the wrong choice? There have been so many things that have been done for Ben Simmons to feel comfortable that can you really blame this fan base for not wanting to welcome him back?
You know what would have made Ben Simmons more comfortable? I don't call this one of my bolder takes, but I feel like it's become because I feel like I was one of the only people on draft night in 2017, 2018, whenever Fultz was drafted. I did not understand why the team drafted Fultz. Because if you have a guy like Simmons who needs the ball and you draft a guy like Fultz who also needs the ball, it just made no sense. Right. So, I mean, it's just, I hate doing the revisionist history stuff, but you just draft, a Jason Tatum in that spot, and automatically you're probably a title contender. Like that's
the one thing. Like, and again, you want to talk about the common thread in Philadelphia? It's the misses in the draft.
Yeah. If I see one more thing about DK Metcalf on my feed, I'm just gonna.
I'm watching it. Like, oh my god!
I'm gonna throw a fit.
When J.J. Arcega-Whiteside has not been in the stat book this season and still manages to blow his back out, like, I don't know. I don't know how many more times. And again, we're kind of weaving and waving our way through.
I think Ben Simmons is a phenomenal defender.
He is.
But I work part-time for the Hawks when I live in Atlanta. It's a great job. I was talking to one of my colleagues the other day who was trying to tell me that he thinks that Ben Simmons is a top 10 player in the NBA. And I literally almost took a poop and then flipped that poop. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, but flipped.
You are. You may cuss away, my friend.
I was going to flip shit. And, it was one of those things where he was, well, if he doesn't shoot, then how does he average 19 points a game in a season? I'm just like, yeah, but get into the playoffs and none of that matters.
The same way I averaged 3 touchdowns a year on Thanksgiving. I went to the 1 yard line and turned around.
Yeah.
And waited for the ball to be thrown to me. I wasn't out jumping. I wasn't making people miss. I got in the end zone. I turned around. I caught the ball. If you are super close and you take only shots that 34-year-old overweight white guys can make, then that's not making you one of the top 10 players. That's insane. He lost, whoever you're talking about, lost all credibility.
Just be more aggressive. Again, all I need is like a serviceable 12-foot jumper if he needs it, like the stuff we see in the videos, like Embiid said. I don't even need it.
But he had it.
Just be more aggressive because you can body half of the NBA that is smaller than you. You just need to be a bully.
Had it. If you watch the summer league the year he came out, he had it.
Even his
something has happened. Something has happened.
Only in Philly.
Only in Philly. So, all right, big time predictions here. Does he come back this season? Does he play another game in a Sixers uniform?
No.
Ooh.
I don't see how it benefits the team at all. I don't think anything that he does in the regular season will, unless he comes out and starts hurling it from beyond the arc. Everybody already knows.
Even if he misses it.
Yeah, everybody knows that he's a phenomenal regular season player and can put up very good regular season numbers. But until he's seen in the playoffs, none of that matters. So I'm of the thought process that I think that they should pretty much send him home, come up with an agreement that's just like, hey, we can't pay you everything, but we'll pay you this. And then once December hits, when the free agents that were signed over the summer can actually be traded, maybe we'll be able to find a deal that we like. But I don't see why. Yeah, I don't think there's any future for him here, so it doesn't benefit the team to really put him on the court. I just don't. It ruins the Maxey development. It
does, and that's the thing. Like, he's a first-round draft pick. Maxey's got to play. Even Springer's got to get. Like, there's other things that have to happen that we can't continue waiting for Ben Simmons to be a part of this team.
Yeah. Well, Springer's going to be in the G League for a while.
Sure.
I mean, he looks like he's 12 years old. That guy. I hope he turns into something because I don't really understand why they picked somebody so young. But Philly drafting. Only thing we're good at drafting at is our beer, I guess.
Yes, we are. All right, so final thing before you go, I want to kind of go over the week in advance. So right now the Sixers are 2-1. They should be 3-0. They really did blow the game against the Nets. It was embarrassing. But they have, before next Monday night, which is when I go live again, they have 3 games. They have the Knicks tomorrow, they have the Pistons on Thursday, and they have the Atlanta Hawks on Saturday. What do you expect in those 3 games, record-wise and play-wise?
Just 2-1. I think 2-1, win 2 out of 3. I know the Knicks have been better, but I still think the Sixers are a far better team than the Knicks. I I'm interested to see how we match up with the Hawks this year. Again, without Simmons, you're looking at likely Maxey on Trae Young, Maxey and Thibault. So I'm interested most to see how Maxey is able to guard a Trae Young. We don't want to see Danny Green on Trae Young. We know how that story ends, but I think
we've seen it.
Yeah, I think in these next 3 games, even if they go 1-2, I just want to see some positive steps forward for Maxey. Get more comfortable with the starters. And everything like that. And I'd like to see Danny Green be able to let it fly a little bit more, because those air balls against the Nets weren't helpful. He was better against Oklahoma City, but I think just, shaking off the rust and everything is what I'm looking for the most. But I think they go 2-1. I think they beat the Pistons and they beat the Knicks and they lose to the Hawks.
I think the Pistons is a victory.
Yeah.
That's just not a good team. The Knicks, again, I think that's a win as well. And the Hawks will be the game that we need to watch. One more thing, because you do the NBA in general. Can we talk about the drama in LA with the Lakers right now real quick?
Gosh, what an amazing train wreck that's going to be to watch.
Oh my
season.
God.
Yeah. I would not be shocked if Russell Westbrook ends up getting traded again. That would be crazy. Again, it's going to be a little bit of a disaster. AD, DeAndre Jordan, Dwight Howard. It's so many weird,
a lot of big men,
personalities.
A lot of big men, not a lot of eyebrows.
Didn't work for us. I don't know why it would work for them, but yeah, I'm excited to watch some of their games. I'm very excited to watch some of the Hornets games. I caught some of their stuff. They're really fun to watch. But yeah, the Lakers look like a disaster. And I'm not even a LeBron hater, but it's fun to watch that stuff go down.
It's fun to watch the chaos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what the NBA is all about.
It is. So again, you've been Brandon Apter. Brandon, you want to shout out your podcast one more time? Tell the people where they can hear you. And you're always welcome back on Chips and Dish when you have a free Monday night. But tell the people where they can hear you.
Sure. So my podcast, Garbage into Gold, can be found on all of your podcast listening platforms, as everybody says in their podcasts. So Apple, Spotify, Anchor, whatever. And you can follow on Twitter at Garbage into Gold. We're doing, I think, starting this week, we're doing another giveaway for a print from Duwani Saraya, the person that does a lot of really, really awesome Sixers and Eagles artistic prints. So we've been giving some of them away, and that's been fun. But yeah, Garbage into Gold. It's fun times. You'll get to listen to me, not see my face. But yeah.
The video podcast is the way to go. I appreciate this.
Yeah, of course. I like doing it. It's just, sometimes I don't look great for it. I put my hat on for you. I'm not going to take it off.
For me. For me. Well, again, Brandon, I appreciate you coming on. We're gonna keep it moving here on Chips and Dish. So, as always, it was good to see you. And I can't wait for you to come back home so we can actually, hang out, not in this little box.
Yeah. Not in my tiny little rectangle either.
It works on a phone. Why, yes, it does.
Yeah, it does. You learn something new every day.
Brandon, I appreciate you, friend. I'll see you soon.
Take care.
All right, bud. And with that, we're going right to hockey. And we have the one, the only, Mr. C. Wade, NHL Teacher of the Year, Don Conaway, up in here. What's up, buddy?
What is going on? Long time no see, right?
I have seen you recently, like in the hallways.
Right. What's new? What's new on the college circuit?
I taught a class. They were a rambunctious, rowdy group.
Nice.
But I taught them how to use computers, and we moved on.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Hey, listen,
I had them make a flip grid.
Oh, nice. Well, let's flip the script on this.
Let's flip the script. That's the goal tonight. See?
There
All right.
we go.
So here's my question for you, right?
All right.
And I have to know, and I wrote here goalie drama already. And I know the answer is no. There is no goalie drama. I understand that. I'm trying to up my clicks here. I get it. Can you please, for the life of me, explain why Carter Hart, just a couple games into the season, is not starting every single game?
One, it's a long season. So it's
he's a young kid. Go ahead.
He's young. He's still in his early 20s. Two, you want to make sure that you're able to build and capitalize off the positive notes. For instance, that second period against the Canucks was bad.
Yes.
He let up four goals. Two of them were fluky. But at the same time, you had the next, I want to say, 6 periods where he didn't let up a goal.
Which was great. But again, one of those games was against the Kraken.
Listen, you play who's on the schedule, right? They're going to be on everybody's schedule at some point. I think what you're seeing in his early success this season is that you're seeing the payoffs of some of the offseason moves, right? You're seeing the payoffs
where he actually has a defense.
Right. So it's not Provorov on the back end with you and me on skates and him trying to hold down that whole whole back end. Right. So you've got, Yandel is a guy who in the first couple of games, you're seeing his ability to be able to control the puck in and out of the zone, right? There were a couple of goals where the puck goes around the boards and he's able to stop at the blue line, keep it in the zone, and it generates another offensive opportunity. So those offseason moves have been huge for them. Having Ryan Ellis on the back end is huge. Ristolainen is going to be a guy that I think everybody.
I love him.
And even like Nate Thompson. Like Nate Thompson is not a guy on the back end, right? He's your what's he like? Your third? He's like your third line center. Like but he's a guy that is going to clean up all of the garbage. So,
I do understand what you're saying, but my question is: so it's been 4 games. Explain to me why Carter Hart didn't play against a really good Bruins team, and then in the first 6 games, right? Because they have the Flyers and the Oilers. He's not going to play again. Or sorry, the Oilers and the Canucks. We're on the Flyers. The Oilers and the Canucks. He's not going to play against the Canucks. Is that just like a hometown thing? Because in the first 6 games, that one makes sense.
That's a back-to-back, right?
That one makes sense. It didn't make sense from Monday to Wednesday, and then Saturday.
I at the same time though, right? You know that at some point you're going to have to get that backup guy work, right? You can't.
Sure.
It's the same reason why Knapp sometimes catches Sunday afternoon games on the day game after a night game.
Again,
right?
immediately after. That makes sense. Having Hart sit during the Canucks game, which is right after the Oilers game, that makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense when your schedule is Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. It's 4 games. Hart should be able to play all of those. And then from Saturday to Wednesday, so he gets an additional break. It's not like we're overworking this kid. He should have played the first 5 games.
You're not wrong. I mean, he very easily could have. I think they made a decision to say, hey, listen, we're going to try to get this guy, we're going to try to get Martin Jones work early. We're going to try to get him comfortable enough to where we know where he's in a position where we can rely on him. Could he have played? He very easily could have played the first 5.
But the Panthers, are the Panthers a good team?
Yes.
Okay, so they are.
Yes,
this is my lack of hockey knowledge.
They're gonna be at the top of the East.
Got it.
They're gonna be contending.
Because I look at that and I see that he gave up 4 goals, and I went, all right, well, that's not very good. But again,
the Panthers are very deep. Bobrovsky played amazingly in net, stood on his head.
Got it.
In goal for them. So, you want to talk about other missed opportunities for guys that they had in-house. That was a guy that they had that they chose to sign the other Russian.
the other Russian.
The other Russian goaltender. And they missed on being able to keep him, and he's a guy that they could have kept around for a really long time. So I don't know. For me, I'm looking at the offensive output, right? You're already seeing the dividends of of adding, the Atkinson, I think, is a huge mindset change because it allows the offense to see what that shoot first mentality looks like. Right. Because the puck is not on his stick for a really long time at all. He's got it, and then it's a shot on net. So I think you're seeing Farabee, right? Farabee's got 3 goals already and 3 assists.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing,
which he should. He should have
right.
that. Right.
You're Konechny is playing well. Atkinson is playing really well. Giroux is playing really well. So I like that the mentality is starting to change. You brought in different guys. You tried to switch things up, and I think you're seeing the early dividends of that paying off really for a team that we didn't really know a whole lot about how that was going to play out.
Right. So it's been 4 games. I'm going to ask you the same questions that I asked Brandon. It's been 4 games. What are your big takeaways? Who has surprised you? Who has been, a breath of fresh air on this team?
So my big takeaway is what I just talked about. Right. That offensive shoot first mentality is something that we haven't seen.
No, and that was not there last season.
Right. Voracek was a sieve, and he was a guy who
more like Skoracek.
More like Voracek. Right.
So wait, can I just tell you, I was watching CNN 10 today with the kids, and they said chlorophyll. And I was like, chlorophyll? More like borophyll. And I was the only one in the room that laughed. Sorry. As a science teacher, I think you do appreciate that.
No, I absolutely. So that offensive output right away is the thing that jumps off the table for me because, just to isolate Voracek and Atkinson, right? Because you essentially swap the 2 of them out. But the funny thing, I saw a stat where the 3 guys that are on that line with Atkinson, in fact, it's Atkinson, Farabee, and I can't remember who else.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 guys on that line make as much as Voracek. So being able to take, it's an addition by subtraction, right? Getting him off is double benefit, right? You're able to replace that size contract with 3 other guys that are being significantly more productive than he was. And he was never shooting. He was constantly looking to pass, which was so frustrating.
Andrew would like to know, is AV the dude?
Jay and I talked about this on our first show about coaching. I feel like a hockey coach could be on the hot seat at any moment.
Yeah. Right? And hockey's very interchangeable, like with the coaches. Like they'll coach one place and then get canned like a season later and then lead your team to the Stanley Cup. Like hockey is not a place where you have to be a great coach. You just have to know the game.
No. They recycle coaches more than any other sport. And
I mean, how many teams has Ken Hitchcock coached?
A couple that I can
that one guy alone.
Just that one guy, right? I mean, AV's coached at least 3 or 4 teams that I could think of. So like, that's the one thing I don't understand about hockey. Hockey, there's very rarely you have like when the Flyers hired Hackstall a couple years ago, that was a huge deal because it was a guy that wasn't in the inner circles of former NHL coaches.
Right. He was an outsider.
Now he's part of the Kraken.
The Kraken. By the way, speaking of Kraken, can we talk about how you and I went against each other and I crackened your skull in fantasy hockey?
Holy shit.
So for those of you who don't know, I am apparently in a fantasy hockey league. And my team name is Hockey IDK. Right? Because I auto-drafted my team. That's how much I literally know nothing about hockey. I don't even understand how I won, but apparently, what is it? I won 9-1.
Okay, so what I found out, because I had to do a little bit of research before this whole thing started.
After I kicked your ass? Sure.
Yes, because I was unsure as to how the scores kept changing every day. So there are 10 scoring categories that when Jason picked them that relate to your performance. So goals, assists, shots on goal, whatever. So head to head, our teams compete. So whoever has more shots on goal, that's a win. Whoever had your team
9-1.
Your team led 9 of those 10 categories. And listen, I'm just glad.
Draft.
I am just glad that when this game ends tonight, this Monday night game, that I'll be out of the basement of our Golden Mike League. Finally. And I'm in that golden. I'm in the basement and a half. I have been able to string together a handful of victories. So it'll be
I
nice.
just made a move. I don't know if it's any good. Currently, I'm losing 2-5-3. So that means I'm tied in 3 categories. I won 2 of them and I lost 5 of them.
Correct, but it fluctuates all week long. So
great. Well, I'm in 4th out of 5. So neato.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen.
If Sidney Crosby would come back, I know he's a good hockey player. He's on IR. He's hitting him in the wings.
You got him underneath the tarp coming out.
Yes. All right. So same question I asked Brandon. The Flyers, until I go live again next week, have 3 games. They have the Oilers, the Canucks, and the Flames. Where do you have them with ranking, or where do you have them win-loss in those next 3 games?
I mean, listen, the team in Edmonton and watching Connor McDavid he's putting up Gretzky-like numbers, like just putting up a ton of points. And the team, when they played the Canucks at home, they played that game was a game where they give up 4 goals in the second period, so they got to come back. Is it cheesy to say they're going to go 1-1-1?
Nope.
Like I think there's,
because hockey you can tie.
Right. There's a game in there where they can. All right. So I think Calgary is a game that they could win. I think Edmonton is a game that they're going to lose, and maybe the Canucks is a game again that goes into a shootout, and let's say this time they win the shootout, but they still get. So I think you're getting the point for the tie. So I think if they can come out of that road trip with 3 or 4 points, I think that's a win for them.
Sounds good. So again, Don, I appreciate you coming on. You want to shout out your stuff real quick before I switch it over to football with the wifey, the lady,
the lady friend.
Well, she's not my lady friend. She's my lady woo man.
Woo! She's the better half, right?
She is the better half. What we shouting out? Are we the worst shootout team in the history of shootouts? Yes.
Yes. 100%. Totally accurate statement. Drunk on Broad, we go live Tuesday nights, 8:30. And then Jason and I are doing our 3rd episode of Drunk on Ice. Will be sometime next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We haven't picked a day yet, but that's every other week. Come check us out. It's very chips and dish-ish style. It's a very barroom conversation type.
That's what it should be.
And that's it's not what you're not going to hear is you're not going to hear us spouting off statistics and rattling off any kind of analytical data. It is literally going to be Rich. I'm sure Rich probably has an epic rant planned for tomorrow in reference to the Eagles. I am tired of talking about Ben Simmons, your guy that was on earlier. I think that he plays again. I think the only way you get to be able to move Ben Simmons is by
He's got to put something on paper. Yeah.
he's got to put something on paper. He's literally like kryptonite right now for any team. So you're going to hear barroom conversation just like you would be having with your buddy. So, check us out. We're on all the streaming
All
platforms.
your podcasting platforms.
You can check out our link tree for some merch for the podcasting stuff. All of our stuff's on there. So
Sounds good.
thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Don.
much, man.
I appreciate you, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you in the AM.
See you in the AM. So again, we've talked Sixers, we've talked Flyers, we've talked all of the things. It is now time to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. A couple big things happened today. First off, they put up an absolute shit game against the Raiders. It was embarrassing. Yes, they only lost by 11 points, but this team was so clearly mismatched on every facet of the game. I mean, the fact that Derek Carr had the level of game that he did, and he's just a mediocre quarterback, and they were missing some of their big offensive weapons, was an embarrassment. They were missing Waller. They were missing Jacobs for a chunk of the game. We lose Miles Sanders, and the entire game plan changed, and there's no correcting it. Something has to change. And they take that message, and you hear in the post-game conferences, Fletcher Cox is getting pissed off. You hear Rodney McLeod's getting pissed off that the coaches have to start taking accountability. This is coming straight from the players' mouths. So what ends up happening today? Man, big news. Rick Lovato, the long snapper, is cut. Problem solved. Problem solved. Now, again, he will be re-signed because you need a long snapper and no one's going to pick him up. But maybe someone will. Maybe someone will pick Rick Lovato up, and then we're really screwed. We have to find another long snapper. The other big news is the Eagles trade Joe Flacco to the Jets for a 6th, maybe 5th round draft pick. What the Flacco is going on with this team? Because they sign a practice squad quarterback from the Dolphins, who that's just a great football team right now. So kudos on the scouting department there. And now it sets up, as Adam is blown up in the comments here, Minshew mania. Right now, he's just one step away from replacing Jalen Hurts. Guys, while Jalen Hurts might not be the answer, neither is Gardner Minshew. This team right now has more questions than it has answers. And the biggest one starts with why the F is Howie Roseman still a part of this franchise. Howie Roseman has missed on draft picks. He's missed on trades. He's kept players for too long. He's traded away players Zach Ertz looks like crap, doesn't he? Rushing in for a 47-yard touchdown catch. Oh, Zach Ertz never gets yards after the catch. Y'all, he got yards after the catch. His longest touchdown of his career happened in his first game with Arizona. He doesn't look so washed up. This team is pathetic. You ran Kenny Gainwell into the line. He's a little pipsqueak. Why is Jordan Howard? Look, I am so against having Jordan Howard on this team, but now that Miles Sanders is going to miss 2 to 3 weeks at the minimum, Jordan Howard has got to be brought up. You need a punching back. And the only one we have on the roster is Jordan Howard. And yes, Andrew, I did hear about Brandon Staley not wanting to take the Eagles job because of Howie. I absolutely heard that because that came all over through the news. And we heard that there's issues between Sirianni and between Gannon. And we know all that because all of it is bad. All of it is bad. We knew this team was going to be bad. We knew it. This is unlike anything I've ever seen my entire life as an Eagles fan. This team is barely capable of finding a football field on Sunday. Oh, well, they made it an 11-point game and they had all these extra yards in the fourth quarter. In junk minutes, in absolute junk minutes, this team won 4 games last season. This season, I truly feel that they will be lucky to match that. I feel they will be lucky to match that. And they already have 2. Oh, well, they're coming across the easy part of their schedule. So the F what? Jalen Hurts played okay yesterday. He played okay yesterday. But as soon as Miles Sanders went out, the threat of a running game disappeared. Completely disappeared. Miles Sanders was on pace to have a huge game. He gets hurt. It's unfortunate. So you have to adapt the game plan. Having Jalen Hurts throw the ball consistently behind Devontae Smith isn't the game plan. Having them not get the ball to Dallas Goedert, he had 3 catches and 2 of them happened in junk time, is not what the game plan entailed. Running Kenny Gainwell into the line wasn't it. The offensive line had a horrible game. I saw mistakes happen on the offensive line that my second grader doesn't have happen on his team. I mean, the fact that Driscoll in the shotgun was able to tap a shotgun snap is insane to me. It's insane to me. And the defense was pathetic. The defense was pathetic. Carr had the game of his life yesterday. Over 90% completion percentage? You have got to be kidding me. How soft is this defense? How soft is this defense? And maybe, I don't know, maybe all of this not drafting a linebacker, not signing a linebacker, not taking any value in the linebacking position is starting to hurt this team. Because if the front line doesn't get pressure, the secondary is left out on an island. And the fact that Henry Ruggs didn't have a huge game is very impressive. Who had the big game? The backup tight end. The backup running backs. All quick dump passes all over the place. You had Mailata, as Andrew said, hurting. You had Lane Johnson leave the game. You had Dillard getting absolutely torched. Look, there's no denying that the Raiders' defensive line was very good yesterday. But that game should not have ever been that much of a blowout. We have the Lions this week. And we'll make our predictions. And we'll make our statements and our big, bold things that we're going to say. Right now, the Lions put up more of a fight against the Rams than we are capable of putting up. Like, the Lions are a trouble spot right now. The Lions are a trouble spot right now. They are hungry. They're hungry Lions. Not to make a terrible joke there, but they're hungry Lions. Good for Joe Flacco for getting the hell out of here. Happy for you, bud, because you weren't going to play here. Joe, it's been real. We never seen you. But now it opens up. The Gardner Minshew is just one snap away from being the quarterback of this team. And if you are a Flacco or if you are a Jalen Hurts supporter, that can't happen. And if you're a Minshew supporter, then you don't have value on this team. But once again, Howie Roseman still pulling the strings is a problem. That's how I feel. And we're going to talk about it more Wednesday. And if you have comments about it, cool. But we have to switch gears here because I know she's got thoughts about the Sixers and about the Flyers and about the Eagles. So I'm going to give my wife a chance to do her thing before we do the weekly pickoff. So I'm bringing in my better half here because, again, I got to make the show look pretty.
I've been sitting on the floor.
Yeah, it was your choice, not mine.
People need to know.
People do need to know. Here is your earpiece.
Get out of my way.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He's always in the way.
I know. It's a surprise.
He just stands there.
I'm a stander.
So
yeah, Matt said that it's about time the real
Listen.
experts in the house. I got to grab the notes.
to be fair,
To be fair.
I was sitting over there the whole time,
Yes, indeed.
kind of sleeping a little.
A little bit. It's late, y'all. I had to go in a couple minutes later.
So here's the thing. I don't have a lot to say about hockey right now, other than the fact that my 7-year-old is gritty for Halloween.
He is.
And it's so cute. That's all that I have to say about that. When it comes to the Sixers, I don't have a ton to say right now because now they're switching gears to like, oh, Ben, we support Ben, Ben, right? Like, whatever. So I don't have a ton to go off on there. I'm pretty glad that they're doing well, and that's great. I have a lot to say about the Eagles.
Oh.
Yeah. First of all, I watched the press conference last night with Sirianni. Certain things I like when he talks. I like the fact that he is not a robot. I like the fact that he actually like speaks to you like you're a human being instead of like passing off the question. I appreciate that.
Hey, Becky, keep going.
He just left. So
I'm back.
sorry guys, this is all me. So I like that. What I don't like is when he said, "Oh, I don't know. I don't watch the tape as closely as they do," and then called himself an offensive coordinator. He's the fucking coach as a whole. He needs to take a step back. And then he was like, "Oh, it's next man up. It's next man up. We didn't change our game plan." That's bullshit. That's not true. His game plan was give Miles Sanders the ball, run the ball, which I get, but that didn't work. So now you have to fix it. You can't keep going off of the same things that you've been doing. I don't have a problem with Jalen Hurts personally. I actually like him. I think that the way that he played in the fourth quarter shows that he can play. And he's done this 2 weeks consistently now. So he can play. It's just the matter of actually getting there. I don't know how to explain it.
It's got to happen in the first quarter.
But I'm tired of everybody talking about Howie because we all know that that's the problem and nothing's going to change. So it doesn't matter what anybody says about it. For whatever reason, he's got dirt on that entire front office.
I want to see his emails.
I hope that they, do whatever because he's not going anywhere. I don't know what he thinks he's so great. I don't understand it. He's fucking things up royally. But that's what I have to say about them. I'm just a little sick of it. I'm a little tired of it. But I will say this. Everybody's giving Sirianni a lot of shit, and I just gave him a little bit, and I do understand that. But Andy Reid's first year, he was 5-11. So look at how great of a coach he is. Look at what he's capable of. And who knows what Sirianni's going to be capable of next year. We don't know. But we like to sit here and act like we know everything. And I got to be honest, we have no fucking clue. It's why I'm able to beat him most weeks, not this one, because no one fucking knows. We don't know. So that's where I'm at. What are you doing?
I thought Johnny put the Fire Howie shirt up. I was going to put it up on the screen for the people.
I mean, everybody should buy it because it's true.
Johnny, you got to do it, man.
But they're not going to do it.
They won't.
They're not going to fire him. And they're going to it's like setting money on fire for whatever it is that they're doing. It's so stupid.
What makes me upset is the very clearly obvious fact that there is already an issue inside this locker room between veteran players and the two young coaching staff. Part of the reason why some of these young coaches do well is because they have veteran assistant coaches. This is a bunch of kids at a candy store.
They're not, I'm sorry, but they're not McVay. McVay is a rarity.
He also had older assistant coaches.
That's true. But what I'm saying is he is, as you'll see, he's a boy genius. He really is. He's young and he just knows what to do. He knows how to play call, and that's important. Whereas, look, everybody knew we were going to blow it up, right? We were going to blow it up.
They didn't.
They clearly did. They are clearly blowing shit up right now. But we all know how he needs to go. I mean, what's it going to take? Nothing. Nothing's going to change.
I just think that he can't be. So to me, it's pretty obvious that Sirianni is not the answer. Because
I don't know.
I've seen him age so much since his first press conference to yesterday. He looks ancient.
Sorry,
he looks
guys,
defeated. He looks beat.
Stuck in my...
He's clearly not the guy. He's so overwhelmingly mismatched on a week-to-week basis. And you can't even say it's the age thing. It's the experience thing. He got beat by a 38-year-old coach or a 38-year coach in the NFL assistant. But what does that guy have? He has got four former head coaches working with him in Oakland or Las Vegas or wherever they play nowadays.
They're in Las Vegas now.
Sure. Yeah, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. But again, that doesn't matter.
Doesn't have that.
Oakland, they're not even a good. Well, they're a good team, but they're like, compared to what, right? So, for us to just like bomb the way that we did,
it was bad.
Unbelievable. Opening drive was amazing.
But yep.
Amazing.
But you could see that was the game plan for the whole game. And when that went out,
Mhm.
That was it.
I agree.
And then they never adapted.
Mm-mm.
So,
Oh, and they said, oh yeah, they're doubling down on like hungry dogs. Don't fucking use that.
oh god.
Because they're clearly not. They're not. What is going on with your lighting and stuff today?
I never know how to do the lighting. You know that.
I'm like, but I'm also, my hair is getting stuck in this thing. I'm having a real problem today, guys.
All right. Well, it is time for the weekly pickoff.
Go ahead.
I'll try not to gloat too much. But this week, I was going into tonight's game. I was 10-2. The wife
Was 6-6.
was 6-6.
That's what I was.
Yes, you were going into this
It
game.
was not a good week for me, but I'll be honest, I didn't feel anything last week
Sure.
at all. Like, I did not care about those games whatsoever.
Right. So what that means is for the season,
Matt.
I am 74-32 on the season, and you are 67-39.
That's
So again,
still pretty good.
it's still close. It's
Uh-huh.
still close. Again, for those of you who are just tuning in, this weekly pickoff, it's real simple. We pick the games against each other. Just straight up and down.
I gotta
No,
show everybody my stuff.
sorry. Pick the game straight up against each other. Although clearly she has a ton of football knowledge.
I just don't use it
She
when
just
it comes to
pick it that way.
making these picks.
So away we go.
I watch a lot of football, guys.
So first off, game of the week is Thursday night, which is so nice to actually had a good Thursday night
So
game.
excited.
Packers and Cardinals. Cardinals are still undefeated, and this is the game of the week on a Thursday. Cardinals are my pick. I think the Cardinals are firing on all cylinders, and Ertz got right in on it. Like, Ertz didn't miss a beat. So the Cardinals win, but I do feel like it's a close game. Aaron Rodgers in prime time is something that always is impressive to me. He's just not great in the playoffs.
Why would
You-
Ertz miss a beat?
I don't know. You also picked the
Yeah,
Cardinals.
I love cheese, but my allegiance is with Ertz, and I want to see him succeed. Clearly, even based off of Wentz, the Eagles, like it's the Eagles that are the problem. Even though Wentz, like whatever, fuck him. But like especially for Ertz,
Matt wants to know why you're picking against Cheese again.
because I think the Cardinals are going to win. I can't pick against Zach Ertz. I can't do it. If the Cardinals were playing the Eagles, I would still pick the Cardinals.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of him.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So our first game that we differ on, we have the Panthers and the Falcons. I picked the Falcons because the Panthers lost to the Giants. The Giants.
And I didn't know that.
With questions at quarterback, running back, a lack of productions from the wide receivers, the Falcons there's many ways for the Falcons to upset the Panthers this week. And I have to give faith in quarterback play to Matt Ryan over Sam Darnold, who got benched last week, and Kyle Pitts, who is on 2 of my fantasy teams. So I'm going Falcons. You are going Panthers.
Yeah. It doesn't mean anything to me, this game. I don't really care. But when it comes to the Marvel Universe, I care very much. And I am a firm believer that Black Panther is better than the Falcon. And I understand we can't go further with Black Panther with Chadwick Boseman specifically, but I love it so much, and that's why I picked them that way.
Cool.
Yeah.
Solid. Respect. Titans,
Tying
Colts.
it in.
I like it. Marvel. We look for sponsors. Check it out.
I do love Marvel.
Titans, Colts. I got the Titans. Titans are a great football team. Colts are going to keep it close, but the Titans are too much to stop. I think the Colts won a game in the rain last night.
They did win a game in the rain. What a Dr. Seuss moment.
Thank you.
I think that Wentz is going to have some serious false confidence going into this game, and I want to see him get squashed like a bug. So that's why I'm going with the Titans.
All right.
And I really like them this season. I'm feeling them.
All right. Dolphins, Bills. I have the Bills. This game is over before Miami even lands in Buffalo. There's too many questions for the Dolphins up and down the roster. Will they, won't they, with Deshaun Watson, who is going to play quarterback? There's just no way the Bills lose this game. There's no way.
I feel the same thing. For the love of all things Marino, the Dolphins suck. Like, I'm upset because I really love them, and they are blowing it, man. Hard.
Which is great for the Eagles because the more they suck, the higher our draft pick
Which is totally why I'm saying that.
Right, and it's looking feasible that we get the number 1 and 2 picks next year.
Yeah, good. That's fantastic.
Which will blow because Howie gets to pick them.
Right.
F that guy.
It all comes back to Eagles drama, no
Always.
matter what.
I can turn everything into Eagles drama.
Yep.
Bengals and the goddamn Jets.
The goddamn Jets.
It's the Bengals, friends. Matt, I like that you think where we pick will matter. I know it doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I have the Bengals. The Bengals just spanked the Ravens, which was shocking to me. The Jets lost their starting quarterback and had to trade for Joe Flacco, who probably will not play this week. So you have a backup to a rookie quarterback. Any other questions?
No, keep going.
Nah.
So I think my answer is pretty self-explanatory. The Jets suck donkey butt. I don't have anything to say about them. I just know that they suck. So
they suck donkey butt.
They do.
So that's the first reference to a ass's ass on this show.
That's right. The ass of an ass.
The ass of an ass.
We differ.
We do? Look at that. Okay, so here you go. Differing number 2. We have the Steelers and the Browns. I have the Browns. The Browns were able to win with Case Keenum at quarterback, which was shocking to me.
I thought that said Casey Kasem.
Nope, Case Keenum, who's their backup quarterback. And Dearness Johnson was awesome for me. Fantasy, I picked him up real quick. Steelers are just not a great team this year, but this specific matchup can always go any which way. So I don't feel great about this pick because this one is one that is always back and forth.
So see, this is where you go with your gut and you don't feel great about it because it's right. And I know for a fact that this is a big rivalry, a very large rivalry. So, but I just feel like TJ Watt is far superior to the entire Browns organization. So I am hoping that the Steelers win and the Browns lose. And I know Adam does not agree with me this time.
All right, the big one. Eagles and the Lions.
I cannot believe you picked the Eagles.
Me either, because I am so against the Philadelphia Eagles right now. I just don't think they have anything going for them. Only because the Lions are a winless team do I think the Eagles can win this game. In all honesty, and I said this before, the Lions are hungrier than this Eagles team, and Goff is another good to average quarterback that will pick this defense apart. I am legitimately afraid that we cannot beat the Lions. Now, I'm picking the Eagles because the Lions haven't won a game this season.
Well, this might be their first one.
But there is a very severe possibility that this will be their first.
You never know. I mean, the Giants won this week, so I'm getting really tired of being on the losing side. But I am going to pick them because I'm really hoping that this week they will come back. It's like just going back to your ex-boyfriend constantly and thinking that they're going to be different this time and that they're going to change, and they never do. They never do. But here we go again. So I'm picking the Eagles.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Thanks for bringing up the ex-boyfriend there. Appreciate it. Adam says Lions. Paul says Lions.
No.
I am legit.
I get it.
I am watching the way that the Lions played against the Rams this past weekend makes me legitimately afraid that the Lions are a better team than the Eagles.
I think that the Lions really prepared for the Rams team, and I don't think that they have to prepare as much for the Eagles team.
That's how simple
they don't know what we're going to do because we don't know what we're going to do. So how do you prepare for something like that?
Matt, 100% Lions. All right. So Philadelphia has turned on this team entirely.
You'll see.
Good stuff. You see, boy. All right. Rams and Texans. Sorry.
He just broke out just so everybody knows in Broadway. I just want to be clear. Specifically rent. So
rent is due. That's why. Because rent is due. Get that shirt on All About the Bird Sport Network shop as well. Rams and Texans. I have the Rams, friends. The Rams are an elite class. The Texans struggle to put a team on the field each week.
I mean, everybody knows how I feel about the Rams, specifically McVay. He looks like Dirk Bentley, so
I know
don't
he
at me
does.
right now, okay? He's a really good coach. He produces just great football, and I really like it.
Yeah, what the kids are calling it these days. He produces great football.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know what else you're
Oh,
talking
something,
about.
something dirty I was trying.
No.
All right. Niners and the Bears.
Their name is the Rams. That's like literally the only thing you have to say.
All right. Someone's feeling a little randy. Niners and the Bears. I have the Niners. They're just better than the Bears right now. They're going to spend all week dealing with the COVID-19 issue.
Who's that?
Matthew Stafford is the quarterback of the Rams.
Oh, gotcha. That sounds great.
Sure. He was the quarterback of the Lions.
I pay attention.
He was the quarterback of the Lions.
Everybody
The-
on that team.
The Lions and
clearly,
the Rams
equally.
traded their quarterbacks.
No, I get it.
And then they played against each other.
No, I get it. I just didn't realize the name.
There's a COVID outbreak in the Chicago Bear locker room.
I am shocked, guys. Shocked.
So that's what they're going to be focusing on this week, while the Niners try to play who's going to play quarterback this week for us. This is not going to be a good game. I wouldn't be surprised if this game actually gets postponed due to how severe the locker room issue ends up being. But the Niners win this game if it's played.
I really hate the 49ers costumes. As everybody knows, I hate them just as much as I hate the Raiders costume. But I think the Bears are shitting in the woods this season. So I'm going with the 49ers.
Does a bear shit in the woods? Yup.
Sure does.
I hate you right now. Hold on. High five.
Okay. Okay.
All right. We continue. Patriots and the Chargers. I have the Chargers.
Who did I pick? Oh, yeah.
Pick the Chargers.
Of course it is.
Even if the Pats put up huge numbers like they did last week.
See? This keeps falling out.
The Chargers are the better team offensively and defensively right now.
Because it's supposed to be in the other year, guys.
Oh my God. The Bolts win. Herbert, I think, has a big day. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, Matt. It was a high five and a snap. We've been doing that since pretty much the minute we met.
True.
So that has been about a decade of high fives and snaps.
True story.
So, yes, you just saw a straight up husband-wife moment on the air. As much as you guys are going to see on the air. So, yeah, I got the Chargers.
Yeah.
It helps if I'm on the right screen.
He's not.
I'm not. Yeah, here we go.
There
You
go.
have?
Bill Belichick's been getting a little cocky. I heard about how he was like personally thanking every member of his team last week, like on the sidelines. Like, shut up. Okay. He looks like Deputy Dog. I can't stand him, and I want him to lose so badly this week.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, we continue. The
My
Seahawks
gosh.
and the Jags. You jag bags. I have the Seahawks. I said even Geno Smith can beat the Jaguars. Mind you, they're in a game right now that they are struggling to beat the Saints. Even Geno Smith can beat the Jaguars. You have?
I also have the Seahawk. Oh, I have the Seahawk because I think Sierra's husband is still out.
He is.
Yes, he's still out. So, I'm pretty sure though. Am I right? Is
Yes.
the guy with the punchable face on the Jags? So if so,
For
then
those of you that know, that's Trevor Lawrence.
yeah, fuck
Trevor
that guy.
Lawrence apparently has a very punchable
He
face.
does. Every single person that I've talked to about this has said, like, holy shit, that's it. You want to punch his face. You don't know why you want to punch his face, but you definitely want to punch him in the face. And so that's why I think that they need to lose.
All right.
And that he gets punched in the face.
In the face.
Yeah.
Okay. Bucks and Saints. I have the Bucks. This game is going to be closer than it should be. The Bucks cannot stay healthy on defense, but Tom Brady over Jameis Winston every day of the week. You also have the Bucks. We are
I
different
do.
on a couple this week.
I know. This would only be interesting if Drew Brees is still a quarterback, but since he's not, I go for Mr. Robot and the Bucks.
Wait, did you hear about Mr. Robot and the cancer kid this week?
No. Don't show me because I'll cry. I cry constantly, guys. It's bad. Especially when there's like sweet sports things that occur.
Yeah, Tom Brady did a really nice thing with a kid with cancer this week.
I like him. I like Tom Brady. But I call him Mr. Robot because like he's in like the cryo stuff and he's like aging backwards. I don't know, but I like it.
Yeah.
I like
Tampa Tom.
Tampa Tom. Yes, me too. So much better than Belichick Tom.
Tampa Tom is all right. Broncos and a football team. You're Italian as normal because of the crying.
It's true.
Wait, watch this. Honey.
No, I can't. Please don't.
Do you know that not only are there horse blankets, but they come with clasps?
They come with clasps and they go under them too, so it stays on them when they run, and it's really cute. Guys. I will instantly cry.
We were driving by, and I was like, "Oh, look, it has a clasp," and she was done. She was done for the rest of the car ride. That was great.
It's true.
Speaking of horses, the Broncos.
Yes.
Broncos will struggle to score as Washington finally plays a team more at speed, but Washington will get another mediocre to bad game from Heineke, and that will be the deciding factor. He really sucks.
See, I think the Broncos suck just a little less than 3/4 of the NFC East this year, so I'm going for the Broncos. And again, I mean, horse blankets. It's
with clasps.
Yeah, with clasps, guys. Somebody and people knit them too. Like,
yeah.
God, there are just pure people in this world,
You
and
good?
then Oh, after this, I have a thing to say too. Go ahead.
Okay. Cowboys, Vikings.
I cannot believe we agree so much this week.
We have a lot of agreements this week, yeah. Cowboys had a week to rest and get healthy. The Vikings did too, but the Cowboys are a total team. They have the weapons to shut down the Vikings and will score a ton of points.
So I hate the Cowboys, but they've been on a hot streak, and I would really love to be wrong about this because it's my dream to see some Vikings take out some Cowboys. Think about it, guys. Think about Vikings and Cowboys fighting each other. It would be so good. I know Adam just said he never picks Dallas.
I know you don't.
That's kind of like how I never pick the Giants. You're never going to see me pick them ever. But I like who do I like? Dak. I like Dak Prescott a lot. I just wish he wasn't a Cowboy. I wish he was an Eagle.
I think we all do right now.
So badly.
And finally, Giants and Chiefs. I said this game sucks. Chiefs win.
Yeah. I have to believe last week was a fluke.
With the
Fluke
Chiefs
part
getting
two. Yeah, and
Or
the Giants winning.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Ton of fluke.
All right, listen, guys. I just have something that I need to say.
All right. Hold on. Let me close.
No.
I want to close the screen out.
Listen, there's something I don't understand.
Okay. What do you got?
I need to know this. With all the nouns in the world, why do we have the same fucking name for different sports? I need to know why there are Cardinals for football, Cardinals for baseball. There are the Giants for baseball and the Giants for football. There are, is it the Panthers? The Panthers for hockey, the Panthers for football. I know there's more that I can't think of off the top of my head, but like, pick a struggle or pick a noun. There's so many out there. They could be the fucking, I don't know, San Francisco ring lights for all I care. Anything but the same thing. There are so many animals.
The San Francisco ring lights?
It's right here. I could point to anything and be like, that's a team.
Yeah, Maddie, we know men name things.
No, there is no originality, Matt. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. But,
oh boy.
Okay, but let's discuss the fact that Washington doesn't have a name.
Washington can't pick one.
Washington has no name, and yet they are doubling and tripling up on names in other sports. Like, what the fuck, guys? There's so many animals. They have, silverback gorillas. They've got anything. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't know why they're not the Washington Monuments. Oh my God, is that a hockey team? Is that a hockey team?
No, but the Washington Capitals are.
Okay, so then they have the Washington Monuments.
Because what would that mascot and logo be?
Really? Guys, it could be anything. Anything. And yet they choose constantly to have the same names. And I hate it. It drives me crazy. I can't keep up with it. Yes, Madeline said the Washington Presidents.
I'm just gonna
Be a lot
same
of
logo.
lot of scandals.
Same logo.
Lot of scandals. But I need to know why, one, Washington hasn't picked a name. Why, two, there are the same names. And like where are the Giants for baseball?
San Francisco. Gabe Kapler squad.
Fuck him. But why are and then now there are the Giants in New York. Like, what is the origin of these two names? San Francisco.
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Stupid. They have redwood trees in California. You could do anything with that. The San Francisco Redwoods. I can just name names all day.
But
and
you
guess
notice
what?
how all of your names are penis based.
I'm not trying for that.
And you blame men for naming
The
things.
koalas. Like, it doesn't matter. Kangaroos. I understand Australian. I get it. But like, the Washington Monuments were definitely a team somewhere.
I
This
think
is
so.
what I'm saying. That's what I thought.
I think so.
But dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. And I hate it. And
Well, you learned tonight that the Panthers were a hockey team. And
the
you
baseball Giants were in New York, Madeline said.
They were.
Right, but
They
right.
were.
So why do you have two of the same team? Why?
And the Giants of the football aren't even in New York. They're in New Jersey.
So stupid. Everything's in New Jersey.
It's Adam just put the same. Adam just said the same thing.
It makes no sense.
This should be the New Jersey Giants.
The New Jersey Giants. That's what it should be. Or at least the New Jersey Jets, because New Jersey sucks and the Jets suck. But then again, so do the Giants.
Just
and
be the
New York.
Jersey Gangsters.
I like New York. No.
Or the
don't
Jersey
call
Mob.
Don't call them that. See? But anything
Intern Paul like that one.
anything goes. And yet they're like, oh,
Anything goes.
look at this. Giants. Oh, look, Giants. Oh, look, Cardinals. Like, there are so many birds. We've established this. The Falcons, the Ravens, the Eagles. Where's the seagull? New Jersey Seagulls.
There's the Seahawks.
There's the Seahawks. That's not a real thing. But seagulls. Well, Seahawk, I think, is kind of.
There you go, Adam. That's the official new name.
New Jersey
the New Jersey potholes.
You know what I mean? But like, the New Jersey rides the left lane. I don't care. Stop naming them the same shit.
The Jersey jug handles.
That's exactly what it should be. Actually, it's so bad.
I might be a fan of the Jersey jug handles.
Like, guys, it's getting ridiculous, okay? There are so many dumb names. The Vikings, I like what
the Vikings are great. The Vikings are great.
Why are they the Vikings?
The Houston Texans, because they play in Texas.
Right. The roundabouts.
Yep.
There's no originality. They're like, oh, like here's a cat.
The Philadelphia construction entrance.
Panthers.
Yeah.
Bengals.
They're all Tigers.
Cleveland Browns.
And on that note, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
We got a lot of.
And Adam, I got to meet Adam yesterday, but I didn't know that
Where
Adam
did you
was
meet
there.
Adam?
Oh well, oddly enough, I met him at the West End on Sunday. But I didn't know it was him because I didn't know he was there because there was a post in front of me, and my children, we were playing games on our phones like against each other. So I didn't know, but then I got to meet him and I was really happy to meet him. And Adam, next time I see you, we will hang out. You come sit with us. That's the rule. But it was really fun and so exciting. So
there you go.
yeah.
So a lot of big things happening this week. Again, Chips and Dish. We do this every single Monday night here on the All About the Birds Network. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for commenting in. Thank you to Brandon, who talked some Sixers with us. Thank you to Don, who talked some Flyers with us.
Did you talk about Brandon's dad?
We did.
Awesome.
We did.
So cool.
Thank you to the missus for talking some football with us.
No.
Jesus. Jesus.
Told you I'm gonna go play for the Eagles.
Better chance we
I'm
have.
gonna catch.
Tomorrow we have Burning Bridges at 10:30 with Jeremy Bridges. Wednesday night we have the All About the Birds weekly report with a Lions podcaster. I don't even know what those words mean, but we're going to talk Eagles Lions. Yeah. Thursday night is Across the Pitch, our Philadelphia Union soccer show.
I love that.
Birds, Beers, and BS is on Friday night. Mike Bauer releases his Fantasy Rewind Minute, his fantasy information, usually tonight and tomorrow. I'm wearing his shirt, Dynasty Rewind,
I love
courtesy of
that.
Mike Bauer. Huge part of our team. More information about to come up with that. And then Sunday, we are right back at the West End at noon for an Eagles pregame on Halloween.
The food is bomb,
Yeah.
guys. It's so good.
And because it's Halloween, I don't know if we're going to do a post-game show because we all got kids and trick-or-treating and things like that. So probably not a post-game, but again, we'll be right back at it Monday to dissect all things Eagles versus Lions. Make sure you are checking out all of our great sponsors. Odds Jam, Statement Games,
Yeah.
Lots of Rain Luxury Watches, the AAT Sports Network shop, and of course, Manscaped.com.
Your balls will thank you.
You want to do it? Do it. Do it. Do it.
Your balls will thank you.
All right, we got to go, guys. Adam's comment, really weird in that context now. Adam was actually talking about the actual fish tacos, but when me and my wife both say the same thing really creepily, that comment gets strange. So make sure you're checking out all the great sponsors. You're liking, subscribing, and sharing. And as we end,
Yeah, definitely share. Definitely share.
do it, especially because Twitter still hasn't fixed their comments
know.
situation. It's annoying.
Rude.
It's annoying. So as we end every show here on the All About the Birds Network, we say, go Birds.
Go Birds.
And as we end every show here on Monday Night Chips and Dish, we're out of beer, so we're out of here. Peace out. Paul, play the commercial at your nards.
Do you know what's spookier than seeing a black cat on Halloween? It's shaving your balls with anything other than Manscaped. When it comes to below-the-waist grooming, there's no need to carve your pumpkins this Halloween because Manscaped is here to upgrade your grooming experience. Go from a bite-sized candy bar to a king-size candy bar and join the 2 million men worldwide by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code AATBIRDS. Have you ever tried to trim your balls and it turned into a Freddy Krueger film? Well, luckily, Manscaped is here to save the day and make sure you're smelling fresh with their new refined body wash. Fellas, the ladies love their signature scent, and it'll scare away those vampires. Unlock your confidence with the Performance Package 4.0. Inside, you'll find the holy grail of men's grooming items. They made it easy for you to upgrade your grooming routine. It's a full moon out, and the werewolf in your pants is howling. It's time to tackle that problem with the Lawnmower 4.0. Their finely tuned pube products feature a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is easily the greatest ball trimmer on the planet. Oh, did I mention this trimmer is waterproof too? This trimmer is a shower essential. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Vac, a total game-changer to your men's hygiene arsenal. Weed Vacker is a nose and ear hair trimmer that provides proprietary skin-safe technology that helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes. Seal the deal with Manscaped's liquid formulations, the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, and Crop Reviver Ball Toner to make sure your pumpkins stay fresh. Trust me when I say this, fellas, your balls will thank you. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Bring your comfort and boxers to another level. If you're looking like Wolverine and haven't cut your nails recently, be sure to check into the Shears 2.0 Nail Kit. They have a bunch of other life-changing products on their website, so be sure to check it out. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code AATBIRDS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code AATBIRDS at manscaped.com. Say trick or treat to your beautiful new Halloweeny. Manscaped.